Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Harry Nelson Pillsbury and Frank James Marshall. This amazing game was played in New York in 1904. Pillsbury had white pieces and he started with d4. Marshall played d5. Knight to f3, black to move, c5. Is this the Queen's Gambit reversed? D takes on c5, e6, white to move, e4, let's take it back. If b4, defending the pawn, then one line goes like this: a5, c3, a takes on b4, c takes on b4, b6, c takes on b6, bishop takes on b4 check. And the black is doing well, back to our game, instead of defending the pawn. e4, sacrificing the pawn. Well, he intended to sacrifice the pawn, but the offer was not accepted. Bishop takes on c5. Let's take it back. D takes on e4 is not a good idea because of queen takes queen check, and after king takes queen, knight to g5. Back to our game. Marshall played bishop takes on c5, bishop to b5 check, knight to c6 castling, asking a question, bishop to a4, knight to e7, knight to c3, d4, attacking the knight and gaining the space on the board, knight to e2, Marshall castled kingside 2, a3 intending b4 maybe, e5, Marshall is doing well, b4, bishop to a7, knight to g3, bishop to e6, b5, a takes on b5, bishop takes on b5, h6, controlling g5 square, rook to b1, bishop to c5, bishop takes on c6, knight takes on c6, daring white to take on b7, rook takes on b7, black to move. Marshall was choosing between trapping the rook and winning the pawn. Bishop to b6. Let's take it back. If bishop takes on a3, bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop. But Marshall was more interested in winning the exchange, and he played bishop to b6. Knight to h4, knight to a5, and indeed, the rook has nowhere to go. Rook takes on b6, queen takes rook. Black won the exchange. Does white have any compensation for the lost material? How would you continue in this position if you had white pieces? Pillsbury played queen to h5. An interesting picture. 4 white pieces are aiming at the black king. Black to move. The knight on the rim is dim, so Frank Marshall played knight to c4, bringing the knight in the game. White to move. Knight to f5 was expected, but there was a surprise. Well, let's play knight from h to f5. This is what Marshall expected to see on the board. And then one line goes like this: bishop takes on f5, knight takes on f5, king to h7, if queen goes to g4, queen to g6, and black is better. Back to our game. White to move, and this is the critical moment of the game. Please pause and find the best move for white. Did you pause? What did you find? Did you find this killer move? If you did, congratulations. Marshall was shaken after this move. G takes on h6. Queen takes pawn. Black to move, and black has only one good move in this position. But I'd like to show you what happens if rook takes on a3, then knight to h5, and black has no defense. Back to our game. So Marshall played bishop to f5, the best move under the circumstances, giving the material back and offering to trade queens. No trade, queen to g5 check, bishop to g6, knight to h5. The queen and 2 knights are a deadly combination. Rook from f to b8, making the room for the king to escape. Knight to f6 check. King to f8. Pillsbury in this position had some good choices. How would you continue? There is more than one good move in this position. Pillsbury played queen to h6 check. The other one was simply winning the queen immediately, but Pillsbury was confident that he is going to get the queen anyway. He played queen to h6 check, king to e7, knight to d5 check, forking the king and the queen. King to d7, knight takes on b6, rook takes on b6, queen to g7, king to e7, f4, intending to open the file for the rook. But Masha played rook to f6, f5, bishop to h5, g4 is possible. It is trapping the bishop, but Pillsbury wanted to win the rook on f6. He's threatening a check on b7 and then queen takes rook. Masha played rook to a7, but now rook to b8. Rook from f to a6. 3 black pieces are attacking the pawn. How to defend the pawn? What would you do? Pillsbury played queen to h8. King to d6, no time to take the pawn. If rook takes on a3, then queen to d8. Checkers, matus. Back to our game. King to d6, trying to escape. Queen to f8, check. King to c6, queen to c8, check. King to d6, queen takes knight. And now rook takes on a3. The poor pawn died. But don't be sad, he will come back to life in another game. Rook to b6, check. King to d7, queen to c6, check. And in this position, Masha resigned in view of this continuation. King to e7, queen to d6, check. King to e8, rook to b8, check. Mate. Wow, what a brilliant king hunt. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.